All right, fresh. Let's go to our game of the week in week number 3. It's going to be happening down in the swamp of Florida. The Tennessee Volunteers traveling to Gainesville, Florida. Oh, man, fresh. Well, Graham Mertz is still the quarterback of Florida.
Graham
There's the
Mertz is still
problem.
the quarterback.
There's
That
the
is a problem.
problem right there. But, Fresh, I'll start with you. Where are you seeing the
Well, first
Gators
off,
and Volunteers?
this isn't really, it says it's a rivalry, but it's not really a rivalry. The Vols have only won in Gainesville twice since 1971. What year is it right now, Seth? The 2023?
23. Yep.
Okay, that's 51 seasons, folks. That's a long time. The Vols' last win in Gainesville was 2003. The Vols, in this entire series, I'm not going to call it a rivalry. The Vols won 13 of the first 15 in the series. That stopped in 1971. From 1971 on, the Gators have won 29 and lost 8. They have owned the series. Florida has absolutely dominated Tennessee. Tennessee has not won back-to-back games in this series since the 03-04 games. And before that, it was 70 and 71. Florida absolutely owns this matchup. Whether it's in Knoxville or it's in Gainesville, they absolutely dominate the Tennessee Volunteers. We've seen some terrible Gator teams beat mediocre Tennessee teams just because it's Florida, Tennessee. Peyton Manning never beat the Florida Gators, folks. Ever. This is not a rivalry. This is a series. The longest winning streak in this series, Florida won 11 straight between 05 and 2015. There's no reason why that should happen, but Florida had done it. That shows how desperate Tennessee fans are and the Vol Nation is to win football games, because these series streaks, they're not on the right side of. They are on the wrong side, and they've been on the wrong side for a long, long, long time. Last year was supposed to be this dominant Volunteer team, and they were really, really good. They were rolling Florida, but somehow the final score is 38-33. Anthony Richardson, that Florida offense, somehow put points up on the board, rallied around, made crazy things happen. And that's when, honestly, we should have thought, maybe these Volunteers aren't that great, because there's no reason that Florida should have come back in that football game. But that's what the series has done. Florida somehow hangs around and has ways to make it crazy and usually finds ways to win. But like you said, Graham Mertz is still the quarterback for the Florida Gators. If Florida is going to win this game on Saturday night, that defense is going to have to play lights out, absolutely perfect. Graham Mertz is going to have to throw one pass, and they're going to have to run the football all night long, control the clock, kill the clock, kill the ball. Do not let Joe Milton and that Volunteer offense on the field. But instead of kicking field goals, they're going to have to score touchdowns. This is going to come on the running game. This is going to come on what this coaching staff at Florida actually knows what they're doing or not. If they understand football at one bit or all, they will know we have to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Our offensive line's got to be tough and physical. We've got to keep that Volunteer offense on the sideline, because Josh Heupel knows what this game means to Volunteer fans. He knows they haven't won 2 in a row in forever. He wants to put it on the Gators. And if you get any momentum, they're going to go all gas, no brakes, and they're going to embarrass that Florida football program. This is on that coaching staff and the players of Florida have some pride and show up on Saturday night, because the crowd will be loud early. How long will that crowd be loud? Will they leave? Will they hop back on the interstates on 75, head south or head north, or head down the back country roads through back to 95 and Jacksonville and Orlando early if you do not show up? I got a feeling the Vols have a little something for them. Joe Milton even said, I don't lose in the state of Florida. He was born in Pahokee, played high school football in Orlando, never lost a football game. Obviously, started in the Orange Bowl. This is his first true road start, by the way. He started at Vanderbilt. I'm not calling that a road start. Everyone knows that's a 95% Volunteer fans for that kind of football game. This is his first road start. How cocky will he be? Will he have some issues with the crowd noise? Will he make mistakes? Swamp can be kind of intimidating. Will Joe Milton struggle on the road? If he doesn't and he comes out in place, maybe he's a legit quarterback. But that's the last thing I want to see is How does he handle on the road? Because you know what? This past weekend, the Volunteer offense looked a little sluggish. They did not come out firing all cylinders. They struggled. What will they do in the swamp? They have the better athletes. They have the better offensive line. They have the better defense. They have the higher expectations. What will they do when they have to show up and make it count? I want to see what happens. Um, Vols are favored by 6.5. You said you like the touchdown earlier in one of the previous games. I think the Vols win by 20. They absolutely blow out the Gators. Billy Napier is the seat gets hotter. The over under is 59. I don't think the Vols scored 59 points. But I think the over under hits because I think the Florida's going to score maybe like 17 to add to that total. But this is going to be a taken out of anger, taking out emotions, denting the demons kind of a football game for the Volunteers, and they're going to lay the wood to the Gators. And it's going to be ugly times in Gainesville, and they're not going to get any better anytime soon.
Fresh. In Gainesville, the most famous musician out of Gainesville is who? Is Mr. Tom Petty. And Mr. Tom Petty, they like to sing Won't Back Down at all University of Florida games, but I think this is more of a running down a dream type of a game. Yeah, you're running down a dream that would never come to me. Working on a mystery, going wherever it leads, running down a dream because it is a dream if Florida beats the Tennessee Volunteers in this game. They really have to show up, and they're going to need both of their running backs, Etienne and Johnson, to both have over 100 yards on the ground there. Jalen Wright is a dude, man. I know everyone's going to want to talk about Joe Milton, and Joe Milton can throw a football probably from here to the moon right now, but Jalen Wright is averaging 9.3 yards a carry. Dude's got 233 yards rushing on 25 carries. He hasn't found the end zone yet, which kind of shocked me and thought that was kind of weird a little bit. But I'm looking at Tennessee, and I've just been so impressed with what I've seen from them. Again, I thought that they would take a little more of a step back. Like when you lose someone like Hendon Hooker for the year, and we didn't really see like the greatest Tennessee team, and then when they had a month to prepare for Clemson, they looked pretty good. I think that this team is going to use this as a springboard game. I think this is going to be the game that they use to springboard themselves into the top 25. Yeah, Jalen Wright's going to be a beast for them. I think Jabari Small, they're running the football even better than they did last year. This has been a really nice surprise to see out of Tennessee is how well they've run the football. Joe Milton, though, I think that this is a game where he can really show off the cannon. Give me a couple of squirrel white touchdowns this weekend. I love that name, but it's going to be
Squirrels in the swamp.
Yep, Squirrels and Brew McCoy, and then you take a look at Ramel over there on the outside as well. This is going to be one of those games where they're running into the end zone quite a bit there. I like Tennessee big in this game. One, because I have zero, and I mean zero, none, nil. And again, hit me up in the comments section. Go ahead and listen. Clip it and hit me up and tell me how wrong I am. I have zero faith in Graham Mertz. I've seen too much of him. I've seen him at Wisconsin. I've now seen him at Florida. You're not playing a joke of a team. When Graham Mertz goes up against, you're not playing McNeese State in a game here. You're playing the Tennessee Volunteers, a team that wants to have a shot, that they need to win this game in order for them to have a shot at being saying, okay, you know what, we want to be taken seriously when we get to the end of the season and play Georgia on November 18th. Yes, Tennessee, you have more games to get through, but that's what they're really looking forward to. They want to make sure that it's clear that they're the number 2 team in the East, that they want to have a shot to knock off of Georgia in the East there, and maybe get a shot to go to Atlanta. But they're not going to have that opportunity unless they go down into Florida and completely shellac the Gators. I think that this is going to be an interesting game. I don't know if they're going to win by 20. I like Tennessee by a touchdown. I actually think that this is a 34-24 game. I like a 10-point win out of the Volunteers. Although it'll be interesting. 59 points is a lot of points. And Florida struggled offensively at times is an understatement against Utah. I know that was a road game and Utah has a pretty good defense, but I don't know. I don't know if that 59, because I think Tennessee is going to have to do a lot of work to get that 59 point. But again, give me the Volunteers big time. Joe Milton is going to have 4 touchdowns in this game.
This is an exercise the demons kind of football game here, and there's no remorse. They will not take it easy on them. They're gonna make a statement. And they're gonna lay the wood to them.
Hey, when do they play Tom Petty at Ben Hill?
Between the third and fourth quarter, I believe.
Okay,
There
so
might not be any fans around to hear
right,
that unless they're wearing orange and white.
so Ben Hill holds just over 88,000 people. How many people are still in the stands to listen to Tom Petty? I mean, if you're a Gator fan in the comment section, you're going to say 88,000, but
I'll give you. I'll say that probably 20,000 leave. I'll give you like 60 something.
yeah.
There'll be fans sitting around just because they're there all night. I know they have nothing else better to do, but um, I'll say 20,000. A lot of the students will have definitely evacuated the stadium to go to extracurricular activities in the parking lot.
Yeah, well, definitely. It's Gainesville on Saturday night. Come on.